4, 3, 2, 1, and hello. Welcome to this live stream, Terry and the Guardians. Yes, okay. I apologize, guys. There was something wrong with the internet. So, yeah, I can see myself now. Just let me check the audio. Yeah, here we are. Sorry for some reason. The internet has been very stable, but 1 minute before I went online, it went away. But here we are. And I see people are already there. Florin says, ahoy! Hello from Jim. Nice that you are here, guys. I will be doing some guide games, testing our connection to our spirit guides. I would love to ask your opinion on something that I'm considering doing. I'm not sure if I will. I will ask you, but I'm not sure if I will do it. And feel free to ask me anything you want or share anything you want in the chat. That would be nice. Chrissy, morning all. Jim, hello. Hello, Jim. Great. Things are working. Hannah says hi. Hello, hello, Hannah. Let me tell you about the thing I've been thinking about, and I would really love your input. Hello, Anya, again. Hello, hello. It's about healing. I have never had an ambition to become a healer. I do not enjoy working with clients all day. I've done that when I worked as a coach, but it kind of doesn't go away. And using the speak up method as a healing method seems to be working very well. When I have done this, I've done it 3 times, maybe. Well, more if I count my own healing. Maybe 50, I don't know. Telling you now, but I cannot recall it not working. It was probably some cases it didn't work, right? But it seems to be. So I'm not. I'm not talking just about myself here. I'm also trying to convey to you how powerful this is for healing for yourself, and you can also use it for others, right? But I would love your input on something. So, and I did it the other day with the person I'm training with, and boom, instant effect, result. So it doesn't go away, this healing thing. And I would like to help people, but I don't want to sit with clients all day. That's not my interest. And I would like to measure the effect of this power. So here's my idea. You might not like it, okay? I'm considering going out in public and saying, hey, I want to run an experiment, a health experiment. I have this speak up method. It seems to be working when I do it for other people, like 80, 90%, or, maybe 100, probably not 100, but very high number. So I will ask then for people to send me emails with their name and what they want to, what they're struggling with when it comes to health. We're only talking about healing and health now. And I will do the speak up method on their behalf, just based on the name and the condition. And I thought first, talking Norwegian, to do it for free. Because to be honest, it takes me just a few seconds. But I would like some feedback, and I would like to acknowledge the work, so it should cost something. And also for me and my own growth, I can benefit from charging for the things I do. That's my self-esteem or whatever. That's a good question, Hannah. I'm going back to that. So my question is, I'm considering charging 50 euros. And here's the thing. I want people, if it doesn't work, maybe I'll give it a week. That's a lot, maybe just 3 days. And I'll say, if it hasn't improved in 3 days, just send me an email back and write it didn't work, and I will refund you the 50 euros. By charging, they will contact me and say, hey, it didn't work. And then I can measure the result. If I do it for free, most people will forget about it. So the idea is to charge, but to send people their money back instantly if they report back that it didn't work. Then I can measure and try to make some sense of this. May I ask your opinion about that idea? Maybe that's not why you came here, but yeah. Hopefully that's okay. And now, of course, I would say to people that I'm not a doctor, they should continue taking their medicine. I do not guarantee anything, but I do guarantee that they will get their money back if it doesn't work, which is kind of a cool thing, I think. You know, it's kind of a decent thing to do. Yeah. So let me look at the notes here. Hannah writes, this is so strange to me that you want to measure so much. Very good. That you want to have proofs. Yes. That is connected, that's a very good point you have there, Hannah. That is connected to my doubt, which is still present. And I want some doubt, but maybe I have too much of it. I don't know. And also, if I were to go out with this, I would like to say and to have some credibility when it comes to the results. Now I only have my own experiences, which is maybe 50 cases plus my own. So yeah, but you hit something here, Hannah, because you want proofs, you want to measure. Yeah, I still find this whole thing very strange and weird, and then every time the Speak Up method works, I'm amazed, even though it works very, very often. Yeah, but it's a very good point. Yeah, thank you for that. Anya, I like remote healings. They work with permission. Yes, and of course I would have permission to do it, right? When people writing in and having some issues. Maggie writes, hi everyone. Hannah writes, I don't think that somebody needs money for the self-esteem. I got Riker 3 for free, which usually costs thousands of euros, and it was one of the greatest things in my life, and I gave a lot of Reiki to people for free. Yeah. That's an interesting thing there. I do think many of us, in general, light workers, heart-based people, we just want to save the world. And I think we might be playing small. Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm not talking to you now, Hannah. I don't know you, but I'm talking in general. I think many light workers play small unconsciously when they insist on working for free. I don't think it's a throne position to do that. I think that's my opinion. Why should they work for free when nobody else does? No, and it's about the respect for the method, and it's about respect for ourselves. And also, clients take it more seriously. if they pay a little, right? That's my opinion anyway. A Beautiful Uncurated Life writes, I haven't had a practitioner, I haven't had a remote healing and been working with a practitioner with chronic lower back pain, so it seems interesting. Yeah. Hannah writes, working with guides is something holy for me, and that has got nothing to do with money for me. Yeah. And again, I'm generalizing here, okay? But we think it's holy, and in extension of that, we think money is dirty. Is that what we're saying? This is too holy for money, right? And by thinking money is not holy, isn't that something not sitting well with that? Money is spiritual. Money is part of the universe. Many light workers seems to have some issues with money. You know, there is something there. Anya writes, it works. I did it several times with people, but sometimes you need more than one session. Yes, and of course I would also tell them that this might work now, but as Jonas the healer says, if you don't fix the leak, it will come back. If you don't fix the underlying reason why you have this issue. So an example, easy example would be, yes, the speak up method can take away your headache, but if you don't refill with water, it will come back really fast, right? So the water is here the underlying, or dehydration is the underlying issue. Then of course we need to fill up with water, yeah. Eva writes, I recognize the same from arts field, particularly in dance, underpaid when paid. Yes, yes, if paid, right? Yeah. It's a big topic, this money thing, when it comes to us light workers. But I think it's for, again, Hannah and others, I'm generalizing, but for me and many others, I assume there is some growth into being comfortable with charging money for what we do. Yeah. Jim writes, Terry, why not teach others to heal themselves using the speak up and let others strengthen their own spirituality? If healing isn't what is calling you, then let others heal themselves. Yes. That is, well, I have been teaching this speak up method for quite a bit now, but I haven't thought of it in that perspective, Jim. Thank you so much. This was aha for me. I will definitely think about that. Nancy writes, hi, I want to become a lawyer and I'm currently preparing for the exam, but at the same time I feel deeply drawn to healing. I've learned Reiki and quantum healing. Yeah. Could do both, right? Test both at the same time if you want to. Anya, when you do remote healing, you heal yourself too. Yeah, that is true. Maggie writes, money is just energy, so it's an exchange of energy. There's nothing wrong with it. A Beautiful Uncurated Life. I think charging a fee is respectful to the person, an exchange of energy. I pay my dentist, chiropractor, acupuncturist, and so on. So it should be the same for a light worker. Jim, charging may give value to non-believers, but what about your calling? What is, and I can't understand the last part there, Jim. My calling, I think, is to, spread the speak up method, I guess, and to raise awareness that we are not alone. but it doesn't let go that healing part. Eva writes, I don't have a problem with charging. In fact, I raised my rates last month. The challenge these days is getting clients. Yeah. Jim, what is calling you? Yeah, it's the, in general, inspiring people to realize they're not alone and using the speak up method as a part of that. Yeah. Hannah writes, money is a fine thing, but spirituality and money is so difficult. It's like the church with all its gold. Yeah, that is a nice way of putting it, Hannah. I do see that. Yeah, that's a good image to explain what you mean. I do see your point, absolutely. Guess there's some limits here, right? I am not looking for a lot of gold, and I'm not looking to become rich. I'm looking to be paid for what I do and to live a financial normal life, like a paycheck almost. So I guess that's the difference too. Yeah. No, this is thank you so much for helping me, guys, because I've been struggling with this. Absolutely. So thank you so much. Very, very nice. Eva writes, in traditional cultures worldwide, the healers and other spirit workers, shamans, and so on, were cared for by the people. And we don't live in that sort of society now. No, we don't. So that would have been one of the best things for crossing over in a few years. No money. Everything. Don't have to think about that. That's going to be great. Don't have to think about that anymore. And we're cared for by Source, as we are here, of course. Yeah. Thank you. You want to do some mind games? Mind games? That's not what it's called. It's called guide games. So the idea here is that I will give you challenges, and you and your guide inside will try to figure out the answer, and you hopefully have your method. Some people use pendulums or muscle testing or body sway. I won't go into that because I've done it so much. So I think many of you have a method to communicate with your spirit guide or whatever you want to call it. This is a key to this hotel room in Bali. So the question is, how many keys? If there are several, I just put them, they're at the exact same size, of course, and I won't turn it because then you'll see it. There might be more than one. So my question to you, my friend, how many keys, hotel room keys, do I hold up here now? How many do I have? See if you can ask your guide what the correct answer is. How many keys do I hold up now? Jim says just the one right now. One, Anya. Anyone else wanna? Ash writes 3. 1. 3, Maggie writes 3. Florin 3. Anna 2. Okay. 2. Here is the answer. If you got 3, I am very impressed. That is something. It is 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow. If you got 3, because I'm here alone, you usually don't get 3. I actually have 4, but I didn't hold up 4, so the correct answer is 3. I have 1 in the thing to get power. The thing is, there was some issues, so they had to go back and forth with different keys. So yeah, so that's why I have so many. I usually don't. If you got 3, that is something to charge people for, like a party trick. Okay, another thing. Let me look at some. Oh, beautiful uncredited life. My gut said 3, but my sway method said 2. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Mary Penny, I guess 3, against my mind's opinion, which thought that was way too many. Exactly, because you usually don't get 3. Yeah. Nice. And Jim writes, yeah, I guess I'll stay away from the blackjack table. Nice. In this box, there are objects. And I'm going to ask you, how many objects are in the box? How many objects are in this box? It is, I'll tell you, it's not more than 5. So it's between 1 and 5 then, because you hear the noise, right? Ashrat's 2, Mary Penny 5, Anja 2, Eva 1. Four from A Beautiful Uncreated Life. 2 and they're attached, writes Jim. Nancy 2. Divine Light 4. Four from Maggie. Now I will show you. The correct answer is 3. Which, oh, Florin now had 3. There's 2 pens and 1 spoon in the box. So 3 is the correct answer. When I redid it, 1 it said 2, says A Beautiful Uncredited Life. I have one more thing and we'll move on. I'll take you there. Just forgot something. It's the old classic, is the light on or off? So here you can see this is a curtain, and behind the curtain there's a door, and I have a small balcony on the other side. So it's in the middle of the night in Bali. And my question to you is the light on the balcony, my balcony. There is a light for the balcony. The question is it on or off? Is the light on my balcony on or off? The light which lights up my balcony. So if you want to I actually forgot, so I'll use the sway method and see what it says. Is the light on? Is the light on? Okay, no, I don't know. We got some comments here. Beautiful uncorrected light, writes off. Nancy, light is on. Dida off. Anya off. Mary Penny on. Ash off. Maggie on. Do you need some more time? On from Florin. I will shift the camera and I will show you that it is in fact off. It was off. That's the correct answer. The reason I have it off is don't attract mosquitoes or wildlife. Okay. Some of you got it. Nice. Anything you want to share or ask? Yeah, Jim, I'm working on turning that light on. Yeah, if you can, then you're connected, my friend, if you can do that. That is actually the first thing that happened to me in my life before my awakening and my dark night of the soul, that made me question, what is this? Street lights would go black, go dark when I went under them. This happened for years, and I tried to figure out what this was. I haven't found but looking back, I think it was spirit saying, "Hey, here's something weird for you to experience. Why don't you start questioning things?" That's what I think it was. Because it's easy to notice. Because I never saw a street light down the street going black. Because if this was a coincidence, I would see street lights further down going black. That never happened. It was always when I was just below it. And I didn't think about it. I was just boom, went black, boom, went black, boom, went black. And always when I was just under it. Have you guys ever experienced something like that? So that maybe that's fascination. So that to you, Jim, if you can do that, good luck to you. Ash 2 out of 3 and bad? No, it is not. And as I said before, there's so many ways we can interrupt the communication. So that's why we shouldn't trust it for big decisions, right? Divine Light writes, how was the Google Meet? Oh yeah, it was great. We were maybe, I don't know, 7, 8 people or something, 9 maybe. It was nice, very nice, absolutely, very inspiring, yeah. Mary Penny, my cousin and I used to experience that too, about the streetlights. Oh, I get chills now, Mary Penny, because the answer to your question is yes. And Mary Penny writes, my cousin and I used to experience that too, streetlights, right? And she writes, would watches stop when you wore them too? Yes. I couldn't, I had to, they always stopped, I did. Why, may I ask why you know this? Why do you ask this? Is this connected? I would love your theory on, your background on why you ask this. Yeah. Jim writes, I've been working on turning the streetlights on at night when I walk my dog. I have worked at different distances and I do the speak up silently. Cool. Mary Penny writes, something about magnetism. Yeah. It must be my fantastic aura, right? Jim writes, I have questioned if it was really me or the angels, but it is consistent. So you can turn them on, you say? They're off, like in the daytime, they're off and you can turn them on? Never done that. Only, well, have I? No, only off, going dark. And I got your question, Kumar P. Can you explain the speak up method or if you have uploaded a video on it? Greetings from Australia. Yeah, almost all the videos on the channel is roughly based on the speak up method. The easiest way is to, I'll link in my website. Then you don't have to watch 300 videos to figure it out. So I posted my website now in the chat. That is if you click that, you will get to it. Yeah. Eva writes, gotta be an excess of energy. Do you feel your body or even just hands heat up a lot of times? Only when I open up for the healing energy, then it's burning. It's a really strong burning sensation in the palms of my hand. Yeah. Beautiful Uncredited Life writes, I've been able to get drivers in front of me to move to other lanes when driving on the highway. Very cool. Very cool. Mary Penny, back when they first put those anti-theft alarm detectors in stores, I also used to set those off without stealing anything. Yeah, that's the important detail. Maybe you've experienced the same? No, not alarms. Yeah. Cool. Very cool. Something came up in that Google Meet we had a couple of hours ago. I would like to share that because I thought that was important. Because there's so many fantastic things that happen using the speak up method. It doesn't have to be that. But I think what we talked about there is that it's all about an intention to connect. So let's say you want to manifest something and you do the traditional law of attraction, visualize, feel the joy before you have it. You don't connect, do you? You're not well, of course we are connected, but with that type of spiritual work, you're just doing it alone. And I think that if we have an intention of actually connecting to the web, to the field, to the universe, things starts to happen. And I don't think it matters a whole lot how we do it. I think it has to be easy. It must be easy. As I said before, I don't think the universe or source made, oh, you have to say this magic word 3 times and look to the west. No, that would be crazy. It has to be easy, and it has to be our intention and our free will. So if you, because maybe that's the whole key. What do you think about that? And it's not, and spirit is, they say we are being breathed. Spirit is inside every cell and outside, so it's all integrated. And I think it's just for us to have an intention to want to connect, and things start happening. I think it's that easy. Yeah. Jim, yes, I can turn the lights on, or it's a wild coincidence. Well, it's a coincidence, Jim, if it happens once or twice or 3 times, but not more than that. Then it's not a coincidence anymore. Where did that message go? I can turn 1 or 2 on at the same time. I practice every evening, says Jim. So imagine someone who doesn't know Jim asks Jim, so Jim, what are your plans today? Well, I'm gonna... Beautiful uncredited life, Mr. Google Meetup. Got involved with my art project. Good for you, man. Good for you. Get cars to move. So cool. Do you speak out loud? Do you speak it out? Asks Divine Light, and I'm assuming she's or he or they, I don't know, asking beautiful uncredited life. Yeah. Hannah says, yes, you have to connect. This is the key. I believe that. Yeah, I think so too. Jim writes, if it's a coincidence, then it's some odd, wild mathematical reach. Yes, I think so too. It would be cool if you could make videos. Just record it on your phone, right? When you do it. Might not work as well if you do. Might not work as well. I have this idea that spirit doesn't want to be proven. I think they want us to wonder and explore and not having a scientific answer to spirit is real and how these things work. We're here to explore, right? If we knew everything, it wouldn't be the point of coming here. Yeah. Yeah, Jim writes about if people ask Jim, well, what are you going to do tonight? And he writes, I don't, at least not until now, tell anyone. Haven't told anyone. No, maybe you should keep it that way. So, Jim, do you have a hobby? Well, I try to Turn lights on. Oh, really? Okay. A beautiful, uncredited life. It's important to ground self first. This is a form of speak, I think. I say, oh, about moving cars. Yeah. Ground myself first, form of speak. I think I say to the driver with license plates and then the number or the color of the car, I like to go faster. Okay. So you send a message, if I understand it correctly, to the driver of that car, which you identify either by color or license plate. I would like to go faster. Cool. And then I would like to go faster than you. Will you please switch lanes? Then let go. Yeah. Eva writes, spirit will not be boxed. Yes, I think so. Jim writes, one of my spiritual teachers could lessen the rain around him while driving. Yeah. Weather seems to be, maybe not all weather, but seems to be one of the easiest things, especially clouds. Divine Light, one of the most beautiful things for me was learning to call on spirit guides after learning your speak up method. Yeah. And it's so, just knowing they're there adds a level to our lives, right? It changes. You don't have to talk, we shouldn't talk to them all day because we're here to live as humans also. So we shouldn't be all spiritual all day, right? We should, of course, everything is spiritual, but yeah. But having the knowledge that they're there, yeah, such a comforting feeling. Jim writes, yes, cloud busting is fun. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I got the idea the other day. If say if we have a problem that could be symbolized with a dark cloud hanging above your head, right? As an image of that, right? So maybe we could do cloud busting, which is removing clouds with intention, as an image of removing the issues and the problems. So if you can remove the cloud physically with spoken intentions, you can see that as a metaphor for your problems, poof, disappearing. Yeah, maybe. William, I found that I have to want something with heart and soul, otherwise it just won't come. Very, very interesting. Yeah. Nice. I do find that I don't use it when it comes to weather. You know, I only use the speak up method now when I have a, how do I frame this? If it's gonna rain, it's gonna rain, and I could do something, but I don't know. You know, the planet needs rain and water, so I don't want to mess that up, and it's just carrying an umbrella. So I don't know if some of you guys like try to change every little detail. We are creators, so that's fine, but I find that I don't use it for everything. I think I would have done more of that earlier in my life when I had a bigger ego, But then I weren't interested in these things. And I would probably feel, oh, I'm so powerful. A beautiful uncredited life. My problem is asking for help. I instinctively do not remember to ask my guides for assistance, bring me customers to buy my art, connect with my collaborators. Or maybe I just did. Yeah, I get that, the beautiful uncredited life. I'm a little the same. So the YouTube channel, right, is going backwards now. It's dropping big time in views and subscriber. There's of course new subscribers, but the rate, is that the word? The amount of people who subscribe, the amount of people who view, are really going downhill from what it was. And I haven't done anything about it when it comes to the speak up method or asking my guides or anything. It is problem asking for help, as you say, and it's a little, I don't want to bother the universe with this, and it's more and more a trust exercise. It's more and more, well, if this is going to happen, it's going to happen. It's really not up to me, and I'm going more with the flow than I used to. So maybe it's hard to find that balance, because I want more subscribers, I want more views, but it's going backwards. Yeah. Jim, well, that's an important point, not to talk to guides all the time, but if they're there and the environment is permissive, then why not? Yeah, sure, absolutely. I think it's just a matter of balance, really. Yeah. Maggie, I love the idea of removing my cloud problems. I can imagine that easily, yes. Eva, if you live with someone and they're always around, you don't want constant chatter, but it's nice to know someone's there if you need an ear. Yes, true. Jim writes, isn't it rude to ignore guides when they're there and the environment is permissive? I like, it goes a little bit up and down how much I do it, but having a morning meeting with my guides, that used to work really well for me. So I haven't done it in a while, but it's like in the morning, and inspired by Bali, here in Bali, offering to the gods is a big thing. They do it several times a day. And inspired by that, you could put out a cup of coffee. You could sit like this, right? And you can have an empty chair in front of you, and you can put a nice cup of coffee, one for you and one for your guide on the table. Invite them in and just talk. It could sound like, okay, good morning, guys. Thank you for showing up to this meeting. People will think you're crazy. And say, about yesterday, thank you so much. You helped me with that thing. That was great. And talk about things. And you can say, today, I'm going to the meeting at 1 o'clock. You know, it would be nice not to have too much traffic going there. I'm a little nervous about the meeting, so could we work on the confidence a little bit? Thank you. And the weather is kind of, so just almost like if you have a business meeting. That would solve the not talking to your guides problem. You know, then you do it every day. And you show gratitude, and you lay plans, and you could say, oh, and I'm really unsure about what to do about this thing. So for you, beautiful uncredited life, you could say, oh, I'm thinking about selling more art. You know, if you could give me an idea during the day how we could do that, that would be really cool. And then you will probably, poof, get a pop-in and an idea how to sell more art. You know, talk to it like a friend or a business associate. Yeah. Eva writes, and maybe they want to talk to you. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Beautiful uncredited life. I used to do the speak up method often 30 years ago when I did the speak up method for small startup company and manifested purchase orders. Yeah. So it's getting back to its consistently. Yes. Hannah, what I think is difficult is to ask the guides for help for somebody else. Do I have to ask their guides? Yeah, that's an interesting topic. That is a good. Some people say it always goes, if you try to manifest for others, it always goes through their higher selves. And it's their higher self who decides what is going to happen to your intention. I don't think anybody really knows what's going on, myself included, of course. But if you include in the best interest of all, then you can't do anything wrong, is my opinion. Yeah. And if you also include the part in the speak up method, I want this or something even better. So you leave it wide open. Divine Light, Jim, do you think a blanket good morning acknowledging them once will be good enough? Maybe the question is for you, Jim. My short answer is short is better than nothing. Yeah. Eva, woohoo, morning meeting. I'll do that on and off. At the least I acknowledge them and hope we can work together that day. Bless the day. Yeah. Tilak, this is Tilak, amputee from India. Yeah, I think we talked about that earlier. Very interesting. Nice to hear from you again. Divine Light. And meeting. Cool. Yeah, I really like it. It's very informal, not formal at all. It just you could start about say good morning, talk about the yesterday, things you're grateful for, and of course things that annoyed you. You know, you can talk about that too. And then you first talk backwards, yesterday, and then you talk forward about the day today, the plans, and yeah. There's no right and or wrong way to do this. Beautiful uncredited life. I like this approach. Business meeting. Yeah, a business meeting. Or a family meeting. You know, if you're scheduling with your family, making plans. So let's say you're in a bad mood or something. You can say, I could really use something funny today. It would be cool if you could show me that I experienced something funny during the day. It makes me laugh. Yeah. Eva, they definitely work with me, with my writing, yeah. Writing, painting, making music, you know. So many artists say, I have no idea where this came from. I was just writing it down, or I was just painting it. Yeah. Maggie, wow, so many great tips. Thank you. You're welcome. JM, hello to everyone. Thank you all for wanting a better life for yourself and others. Yes. Jim, oh, forward and backward. Yes, that's a nice framework. It doesn't matter really, you know. Doesn't, but it's a nice thing because if you go backwards first, you probably will be grateful. You know, you easily to be grateful for good stuff that happened yesterday. Oh, this is a good one. William, how do you explain it to yourself when nothing happens? Yes. So I'm assuming, like if you do the speak up method and nothing happens, yeah, that happens. The speak up method for me works, I don't know, 80% of the times I use it. Yeah, I think that's true. And for the last 20%, many things in my life is connected to timing. I have things now that I wanted earlier, but I didn't get, but I have it now. So that might be a timing thing. It might not be in the best interest of all. I always say in the best interest of all. And I might have gotten, because I also say this or something even better, I might have gotten something else. The thing I'm asking for might not be on my path. There's several reasons why it might not show up. Might be a lesson for me to have this problem for a longer period of time. That might be a big one, because we are here on this planet to learn and grow and expand, and we do that so much more and faster if we have issues, right? So if your life suddenly became all sunshine and lollipops, you wouldn't grow as much as a soul. So there's several reasons why it might not work. Yeah. Beautiful uncredited life. I'll give the daily chat with my guides a go and let you know how it goes. You have great ideas. Thank you so much. Yeah. Tilak writes, the self-confidence audio is awesome. Thank you so much for that. Jim writes, to William, it may be a call to persist. Yeah. I don't understand all the messages. It's been an hour already. Fantastic. So many cool comments and sharing. Yeah. So I think we'll leave it at that. Oh, I'll read this one. Jim writes, Suzanne Giesman, you know, the evidence-based medium. Her stepdaughter died was struck by lightning. And Jim writes, Suzanne Giesman didn't connect with her stepdaughter until 3 years of persistent mediumship. So persist, William, is his advice. She worked on it for 3 years before it worked. Yeah, wow. Great Gathering writes, beautiful uncredited life. Yes, thank you. I think so too. A good one. Thank you for this and your efforts, writes Eva. Thank you so much, Eva. And thank you for advising me earlier on that healing part. Haven't decided yet what I'll do. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. That's the beauty of this life, right? We never know what's going to happen. So yeah, exciting times to be around. Okay, guys, see you. Bye-bye.